to another episode of Bravo Charlie's. Today I'm going to make a bean dip, and this is an incredibly simple recipe, extremely tasty. You're gonna love it. It's one of my favorites. The recipe came to me from a friend and co-worker. Her name's Giovanna. She gave me this recipe. First time I had it, I was blown away by it. I've been making it ever since, and I want to teach you how to make it today. Picnic season's upon us. When you go to a picnic, many times you're taking some type of snack or dip or something like that for everybody to snack on. This is an incredibly simple one to take. A lot of times you don't have time. You just want to make something quick and easy, something that looks like you put a lot of effort into it, but you can put it together in a snap. So let's get started. You are going to need a good handful of cilantro. That's one of the key ingredients to the flavor with this one. Cilantro. This depends on your taste, but about a quarter cup, maybe a third cup of chopped up cilantro. One whole green pepper that we're going to dice up real small. 3 green onions that we're also going to chop up real small. Any kind of basic, this is where it gets real simple, okay? Because these ingredients are all in a can. Don't make this more difficult than it is. This is simple because all you're doing is opening cans, combining ingredients, stirring them up, and using some scoops, Tostitos scoops. They taste great for the dip. So this is incredibly simple, so don't make it overly difficult. Italian dressing, any basic brand you want. Basic Italian. Petite diced tomatoes. Remember, this is going to be a dip. Scooping them up, so you want your diced tomatoes small. If you can get petite diced, grab these, or any kind of diced tomato would work, but make sure they're not flavored. So just plain diced tomatoes, 1 can. 1 can, this is 4 ounces. These can be difficult to find. They are diced green chilies, mild. Quick little note here, if you want to make this spicy, get a jalapeno, chop it up real fine, and throw it in with all these other ingredients. If you've seen my other episodes, you know I don't like real spicy food, so I don't include that on my dip. If you want spicy, just grab a jalapeno, any size, chop it up real fine, throw it in, and you'll have all the heat you want in the dip. But diced green chilies, this is Ortega brand. You could find this typically if your grocery store has an ethnic section for Mexican, Spanish food, that type of stuff, you'll find these. So 1 4-ounce can of diced green chilies. 1 can of whole kernel sweet corn. Nothing fancy. You don't have to buy fresh, you don't have to buy frozen, just 1 can of corn. 1 can of black beans. I just grabbed Bush's brand. Plain, not flavored, just regular old black beans. And a nice big glass bowl to mix this up in. The reason you use glass is it's a non-reactive surface, meaning it won't change the flavor of your food. If you use a metal bowl, it could change the flavor of your food. If you use a plastic bowl, it won't change it that much, but still glass is the best surface to do something like this in because it's non-reactive and it will not change the flavor of your food. And of course, get yourself a nice bag of scoops. So there you have the ingredients. I'm going to cut some of this stuff up, open the cans, and we'll get it all put together for you. Okay, so let's start with our green pepper. We're going to cut the top off of it, bottom, clear out the seeds and the inside of it. Now just simply cut that in half, cut it into strips, and then we're going to stack it up like logs and just cut down through it into little chunks. Watch your fingers. So then when you got it all in strips like that, stack it up, and then it's simple just to keep your fingers back, knuckles forward, and then just cut down through until you have some nice small chunks of green pepper. If you notice, I'm using that Santoku knife. If you watched any of my kitchen essential videos, you saw that this is my favorite knife to go to 80% of the time. Most jobs, this is the best knife for it. Take the cilantro, and I just washed a good handful of it. I really do like cilantro, so this is going to be a good portion of it. And then just hold your blade and just keep shredding through it. Keep stacking it back up. Shred through it again. It doesn't have to be a super fine chop, but just get it small enough so it mixes in real good. I'm going to go through it one more time. And remember, I said about 1/3 of a cup. When you stack that up, that's probably a good 4 or 5 tablespoons right there. And that's plenty. So I'll throw that in. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we have our green peppers. We don't need all of it, so we're going to cut off the ends. Cut off the root portion a little bit, and that's about all you need right there. If you put too many of these in, it will overpower the dip. So just as finely as you can, chop these up in a nice little chunks and go all the way back with it. Just going to go through it one more time to get it a little bit smaller. Okay, so now I've already opened the corn. I'm going to pour that in. I drained just a little bit of the water. I drained pretty much all the liquid out of the beans. There's still some in the bottom, but put that in. We're going to add the green chilies along with all the liquid from that. We're going to add the entire can of diced tomatoes with all that liquid. And we are going to add, I have a 1/2 cup of Italian dressing. Now, this is just a simple matter of stirring this all together. And that is really all there is to it. And I mean, if you look at this, you have red, you have black, you have yellow, you have green, you have bright, vibrant colors to this. It's festive looking for any time, spring or summer. It's a great, I guess you'd call this a bean salsa, bean dip. Let's go with bean dip today. Black bean dip. But this is just a great, quick recipe to take to any kind of picnic or function you're going to where you need a snack. If there's a little extra liquid, or you don't, this looks pretty good for me, but if you don't like that much liquid, you could always drain a little bit out. But this looks pretty good. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Oh my goodness, this is good. You've got to give this a try. It's a great salsa or dip. I did look at the notes that I had from Giovanna, and she does call it a tomato, corn, and bean salsa. So I guess that's the official name. This is wonderful. You got to try it. You will like it. Your family and friends will like this. It's extremely tasty. Add the jalapeno if you want a little more heat to it. No problem. The way I have it, it's kind of sweet and savory. You want to add the heat, throw the jalapeno in. So if you like this content, please hit the thumbs up button below. Hit the subscribe so you can see future videos. I already have 10 other videos that you can view on YouTube. Hopefully you like the content and come back again. Thank you very much, and see you next time on Bravo Charlie's.